Hello world, it is Monday, February 12th, February 12th, 2024, and looking out the window at Defiance. It's a beautiful sunny morning, cold. It was in the 20s this morning when I got up, upper 20s. I think the high is supposed to be around low 40s today, and mix of sun and clouds maybe, something like that. So what may seem more back to normal from our 60-degree temperatures we had the other day, it's still pretty warm for February. The title of the devotion is While It Was Still Dark, and written by Talitha Arnold. And Talitha bases the devotion upon the Gospel of Mark, chapter 1, verse 35, New Revised Standard Version. In the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up and went to a deserted place, and there he prayed. And Talitha writes, since it was long before the sun's light dawned, what woke him up? Was it his 2 o'clocks, as a colleague calls them, those worries that waken us in the middle of the night so we don't we don't get back to sleep till morning? Or perhaps he'd spent the whole night tossing and turning, thinking about the day before. He'd started that Sabbath planning to teach and preach in the synagogue, but those plans got upended by the man with a tormenting spirit. By the end of the day, people with similar spirits had flocked from all over Capernaum to be healed by him. Maybe it was sheer exhaustion that kept him awake and got him up while it was still dark. Perhaps you've had such nights. How did he find his way in the darkness? Did he have a torch, or at least a candle? How do we? And what did he pray in that deserted place? He was a young rabbi, and his fame had already spread. Was he willing to acknowledge his fears and uncertainty so early on? Perhaps he just recited some psalms, especially the ones that promise God's presence in the valley of the shadows or even in the depths of Sheol. Or maybe he just sat in the darkness, waiting in silence as it gradually gave way to the new light of a new day. Perhaps his prayer was simply to breathe in the fresh air of a new morning. Perhaps, sometimes, that's our prayer too. And Talitha's prayer. Through the shadowed nights of our own souls, O Lord, hear our prayer. Breathe in your hope. Breathe in your light. Amen. A couple things that came to mind while I was reading this is I've been having those nights lately. Probably the last month or so since we had our house for sale, and now we're prepping to move and trying to figure out, we're actually moving out of our house before I finish my job and figure out where I'm going to stay and how we're going to coordinate all that and getting the movers going and things going on at church, deaths I've encountered recently, all sorts of things just mulling around in my head. And it's happened almost every night for the last few weeks, just waking up at not necessarily 2 o'clock exactly, but sometime in the middle of the night, and just feeling like I just can't get back to sleep. I eventually do, but it seems like I lay there for a long time. It's probably not as long as I think it is, but still, it's not as restful as it could be. And sometimes it's, our brain when we sleep, dreaming, is processing things, I think, unpacking things, downloading stuff from our hard drive. And other times it's trying to work through emotions that we're having. And sometimes I think maybe I should just do what Jesus did. Just get up for a moment and say a prayer. And sometimes I kind of do that in a way, in that I focus, it's like more of a breath prayer, and I focus on my body and relaxing the muscles, starting with my feet and through my legs, my back, my shoulders, my neck, my hands, my arms, and then focus on my breathing and just keep letting go of the thoughts that are in my head, and just focus on my body in the present, in that moment. And in a way that is a prayer, because it's letting go of the things that are worrying and concerning, and just giving them up and just focusing on being a human being, living and breathing. So anyway, that was my thought. Yours may be different. And like I said, it's the things I'm going through right now. That's what's making me wake up in the middle of the night as well. But there are ways to cope, and there are ways to unload, and there are ways just to give it all up and give it over to God, if you will. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you just sleep through the night. Hope you have a good day. Hope you can enjoy some of this sunshine this morning, even as brisk as it might feel. And hope to talk to you soon.